Happy New Year, and welcome to episode 7 of our video series where we rank the best roller coasters that opened in a specific year. We hope you enjoy this series as much as we enjoy making it, and we will continue releasing one new video every month for each year until we catch up to the current year. So, if we're doing our math right, that should be sometime in early 2024. If you're a fan of this type of content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for new uploads. And now, it's time to rank the best roller coasters that opened in 2007, which really wasn't a huge year for coasters aside from some notable ones. Not counting relocations, 21 new coasters were built in the US in 2007, and here are the top 10 from those 21, ranked from worst to best. '" 2007 also saw 13 relocated coasters, but on this list we will only rank coasters that were newly constructed for that season. Thus, you will not see coasters that were relocated and opened at a different park in 2007 on this list. And as always, these coasters are ranked based on how they operated at the time of their opening year. That is, if they became rougher, have closed, or have had modifications in later years, that will not play a role on how they're ranked today. The coaster, kicking off the countdown, can barely be classified as one. But Roller Coaster Database says it is, so here we are including it. Soaking the number 10 spot is Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld San Antonio. After building the highly successful version in Orlando, which was heavy on the theming and it had a smallish coaster section at the end, and then the one in San Diego which cut back the theming and gave us more track, this San Antonio version cut back both. It features 2 turntables, but not a single microphone. Anyway, the turntables provide a unique experience. After going up the lift forwards, riders are then rotated and sent down a small dip backwards, then rotated forward again before going down the main drop. As the only mock ride Super Splash in America, it's a must-do, but it's also a capacity nightmare. Ride this thing first when you're at SeaWorld San Antonio. Kickflipping over a tie at the number 9 spot are the Tony Hawk Big Spin clones at Six Flags Fiesta Texas and Six Flags St. Louis. 2 years after Six Flags New England opened Mr. Six's Pandemonium, Six Flags added 2 more Gerstlauer spinning coasters to its parks. This time themed to the god of skateboarding, which is much better than the theme of a creepy old man. Disregard how Tony Hawk looks in 2023. Luckily, Six Flags had that foresight and changed the names of these coasters to Pandemonium in 2010, completely dropping the Tony Hawk theme. Both of these coasters are quite fun, and we especially enjoy the setting of the one at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, which sits at the base of the quarry wall. America's 4th Wiegand Mountain Coaster takes the number 8 spot, the aptly named mountain coaster at the Wisp Resort in Western Maryland. According to the resort's website, it has a 1,300-foot lift hill and 3,500 feet of downhill track where riders reach up to 28 miles per hour. The track also has 2 helixes and crosses both over and under the lift. There's not much else to say since most mountain coasters are alike, but they're really fun. Snaking its way into number 7 is Sierra Sidewinder at Knott's Berry Farm, the second mock rides coaster on this countdown. It would be the first free spinning coaster from the company. Sierra Sidewinder is one of the most disorienting and intense spinning coasters around, despite only having modest stats of 64 feet tall, 1,506 feet long, and 35 miles per hour. But its compact size and fun factor make Sierra Sidewinder a near-perfect fit in the Camp Snoopy Kids area inside Knott's Berry Farm. It would be the first family-based roller coaster since Jaguar was added 12 years earlier in 1995. After a focus on larger coasters like Ghost Rider in 1998, Accelerator in 2002, and Silver Bullet in 2004, it was nice to see Knott's focus on adding more kids and family attractions that balanced out their lineup even further. Pro tip: don't drink any boysenberry punch before riding. Launching into the number 6 spot is Wicked at Lagoon, which is near Salt Lake City, not Boston. And this Wicked is way different than what we saw on Broadway. A decade and a half before Intamin would hype up a vertical launch coaster, Zero of all companies would do it first. Wicked starts off with a turn out of the station into a tunnel that has a first set of LSM launch fins. You're then propelled up a 110-foot tall top hat that has a second set of LSM launch fins that rocket you up and over the apex. It's a very unique experience that we haven't seen anywhere before or since. After 90 degrees back down, it's into an airtime bump, and then a tight turn to the left, and then the one and only inversion, a 0G roll. After that is a turn up into the mid-course, which is followed by a small drop, a couple of tight turns, and some fun side-to-side motion, and another tight turn which drops riders into another tunnel before hitting the final brakes. Wicked f***ing awesome. Shooting the number 4 spot is Bullet Bill at Super Nintendo World.
No, it's Boardwalk Bullet at Kemah Boardwalk in Texas.
What the hell? It looks just like Bullet Bill. Crap. You're right. The Gravity Group's third coaster in 3 years, all of which have made our top 10 list, Boardwalk Bullet is completely different from the first two. With only an acre to work with, the Gravity Group designed something closer to the twisting action you'd see on a coaster by Great Coasters International, versus the traditional out and back layouts of Hades and The Voyage. With that, they created one of the most compact wooden coasters in the world. It has some of the craziest and sustained head chopper effects around most of its lower turns. Even if it's on the rougher side today, Boardwalk Bullet won't cheat you during a trip to Houston, unlike the Astros.
This ball's crushed to left field. Springer has just hit his 31st home run.
Perched all the way up at number 3 is Griffon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Following the success of SheiKra at Busch Gardens Tampa, Bolliger and Maverick blessed us with another solid dive coaster. This time, 5 feet taller and 1 mile per hour faster than SheiKra, and with one additional inversion, another Immelman. Busch Gardens straight up took the page straight out of the Six Flags playbook with this one. And while it doesn't feature a tunnel like the dive coasters which came before it, there's a bridge spanning the bottom of the first drop, which is a great spot to stand as an observer. Griffon was also the first B&M dive coaster to use floorless trains, and Busch Gardens then added the same floorless trains to SheiKra right after Griffon opened. Loved by both the GP and coaster enthusiasts alike, Griffon ranked 3rd on the 2007 Golden Ticket Awards for Best New Ride, the same ranking as on this list. Unearthing the number 2 position is Mystery Mine at Dollywood. Kinda hard to believe it now, but when Mystery Mine opened, the park was home to only 2 other major coasters, Thunderhead and Tennessee Tornado. Mystery Mine would take the concept of another attraction at the park, Blazing Fury, which is a mine-themed dark ride with a small coaster section, just enough to make it a credit. But Mystery Mine is a full-blown coaster attraction, and a super underrated one at that. With a $17.5 million price tag, it was the single largest investment in the history of the park up to that point. This Gerstlauer Eurofighter stands at a height of 85 feet, has a 95-degree drop, 2 inversions, and a track length of just over 1,800 feet. In 2021, a small modification was made to the layout. Originally, after the first block break, riders would continue forward and drop into a sharp vertical left U-turn, before a right turn heading into the second block break. Now there's a flat turn to the left and a straight drop into a right turn leading up to that second block break. And what's rather cool is they left that U-turn track section in place. The only thing that we wish were different are the restraints, which are over the shoulder. Lap bars, like on some of the other Eurofighter model coasters, would be very much welcomed. The jig is up, the news is out, they finally found me, the Renegade who had it made, best coaster at Valley Fair. Hey, where are you guys going? Okay, I'll stop singing. Taking the number 1 spot is Renegade at Valley Fair. It's not only at the top of this coaster list, but one of the best GCI coasters we've been on. After an incredible S-turn first drop, most of GCI's signature elements are found on Renegade, including several airtime pops, high-speed turns, and off-access banked hills. It has relentless speed and pacing throughout its entire course. Almost the entire ride is on the outskirts of the park, away from any midway, which makes for an awesome ride experience. But it's a bummer for nerds like us trying to get off-ride footage. If Renegade wasn't at such a low-profile park, it would be getting much more love and ranked a lot higher in the coaster community. It's a must-ride for any coaster lover. Okay, this concludes our top 10 coasters that opened in 2007.
Chris? Wait a second, bro. What happened to number 5? You totally skipped it.
I did? Are you sure? Okay, all right, let me look at the script. I had number 6 was Wicked, and then number 4 was Boardwalk Bullet. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm missing a page here. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, yeah. Here we go. You know, Maverick is just so forgettable. I just didn't realize I didn't do it. Okay. Here we go. Napping its way into the number 5 spot is Maverick at Cedar Point. Now, we did an entire video on what makes this coaster stink. Link to that is above. So, this time I'll try to say something nice about it.
Dude, wake up.
Oh, sorry about that. Where was I?
You were trying to say something nice about Maverick?
Oh yeah, upon further review, that's not possible. So let's just cut it there. Okay, this concludes our top 10 coasters that opened in 2007. It was a pretty forgettable year outside the top 4. Did any ranking surprise or upset you? What would you change in your own ranking? And where does Maverick rank for you? Let us know down in the comments below, and why, so we can recommend you a doctor to get a brain MRI. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.